Good afternoon, friends. It's my joy to invite you this afternoon to our Good Friday service, which will be held at this stream tomorrow evening, April 10th at 6 p.m. It's our special joy to celebrate Good Friday with those in Cedar OPC. Reverend Steve Igo will participate with the pastors of this church in that service. Now, perhaps you've participated in a number of Good Friday services, or perhaps this would be your first. In either case, I want to give you a compelling reason to join us tomorrow evening. And that reason comes from Luke chapter 22. I want to read a few verses for you and then tell you what that reason is. And Jesus said to them, "When I sent you out with no money bag or knapsack or sandals, did you lack anything?" They said, "Nothing." He said to them, "But now let the one who has a money bag take it, and likewise a knapsack. And let the one who has no sword sell his cloak and buy one. For I tell you that this scripture must be fulfilled in me." And he was numbered with the transgressors. For what was written about me has its fulfillment. And they said, "Look, Lord, there are 2 swords." And he said to them, "It is enough." Now that seems like a strange passage, maybe, as a compelling reason to come to Good Friday. But you should know that this passage comes from that last week before Jesus died. And it really harkens back to Luke chapter 6, where Jesus had sent out his disciples earlier. And when he sent them out, he told them, don't take any of these ordinary things that people take with them when they go on a trip. Rather, depend on those that you're going to, because it's going to be a short time until you return back to me and continue the work with me of preparing for the time when I will be gone. Now, in this passage, right before he goes to the cross, he tells his disciples, now is the time that I you for. This is no longer a time when you're going to spend with me, but no, there is coming a time where you will be sent out by yourselves. Get ready. And so he tells them to take their knapsacks, to take their money bag, to take even a sword with them. Not because they're going to bring into the kingdom of Christ by force, but rather because they should be ready, no matter what the situation, to do the work of Jesus Christ. Now, as I noted, this passage comes right after the celebration of the first Lord's Supper and right before we see the passage of Jesus to the cross. And even though this might not be a passage that you think about in terms of Good Friday, I'd like to draw a connection for you this afternoon. And that is what Jesus says here is also meant for you. That is, Jesus wants you to know that Good Friday is a celebration of his death and the coming of his power, but it's also meant to prepare you for the work that Jesus has given to us as a church. Now, you may feel during this time of social isolation that you're in kind of a holding pattern, that you can't do the kind of things that you would like to do. Let me suggest to you, here is something you can do to prepare for the time when that isolation is lifted. You can participate in this Good Friday service to hear about the death of Jesus Christ on your behalf and the news that that death is intended for all of those that Christ would call, so that in the future, whether it's in social isolation or whether, Lord willing, that is lifted, we will be ready to do the work of Jesus Christ in the place that he has put us. So again, let me welcome you tomorrow evening, Friday, April 10th, 6 p.m. on this live stream. I'm looking forward to celebrating Jesus' death with you. Thank you.